Oh, yeah, man. Here we go. Again. Again. All right, let's do it. Welcome back to the Den of Nerds. I am Josh, and we have a fantastic show for you today. We got to talk about a big hit coming for Star Wars, something I didn't see coming. And no, it's not Andor. It's Revenge of the Sith. I want to talk about the re-release. I want to talk about how it's actually the biggest re-release in the history of Hollywood, according to the theater count. Pretty insane. I want to talk about the marketing for it and why I think we're going to be talking about this re-release on Monday. I actually think this movie is going to do some serious business over this weekend, and I have a couple of reasons why. By the way, I'm going to see it. I'm going to see Revenge of the Sith today. After the stream, I got tickets. Me and the wife are going out at 1:20. We're going to see Revenge of the Sith. She's never seen a Star Wars movie in theaters. Let's go. I'm going to buy some Revenge of the Sith stuff, and I want to explain why I decided to go see it, because it's actually an interesting tale. It has to do with what's going on with Star Wars, Andor versus George Lucas Star Wars, Hayden Christensen, all kinds of stuff. So we will get into that, and it's going to be cool. We have some bad news when it comes to Marvel Rivals. Of course, Marvel Rivals, maybe one of the hottest things going on for Marvel right now, and they found a way to fuck it up. We're going to talk about the massive drama that's going on with Marvel Rivals right now. Don't worry, I'm going to explain it like you're 5 years old. So even if you don't understand shit about video games, I'm going to explain it for you in a way that you can understand, and you could probably at the end of that be like, oh yeah, no, that doesn't seem good. They should probably change that. So we'll break that down. We have multiple updates about Deadpool in the MCU. Ryan Reynolds is out there talking about the future of the Deadpool character. We have him writing something that's going to be an ensemble thing. And then we have comments by him about how he wants Deadpool to be used in other Marvel movies, kind of like a cameo character that'll pop up here and there. And I've got a hot take on that one. Basically, no thank you, Ryan. Thanks, but no thanks. And I want to explain why. And that's going to be the topics for today. As always, we'll get into Q&A later on in the show. I think, as always, it'll be good. You guys have been getting into some really good questions this week. I know it's been, it's kind of been a slower news week. And I think a lot of the news has sort of dominated around, Andor and the controversy there. And a lot of fighting about just things going on in the world. So for me, it's kind of just been like a slower news week, just kind of been chilling, painting my models in my room, playing my Warhammer, not really paying too much attention to a lot of the craziness. I hope you guys had a good week. And I think we're going to close it out strong today. And like I said, I get to see Revenge of the Sith today in theaters, baby. Woo! I'm excited. Hey, how many of you guys are going out to see Revenge of the Sith in theaters this weekend? Throw a one into the chat. Let me know. I would assume it's a few of you. And with that being said, I don't think there's any show notes, guys. I do have a really cool video that I was working on this morning about the Avengers versus X-Men that's going to take place in Doomsday and how I think that's going to go and why Iron Man / Doctor Doom is so important to that. Damn, that's a lot of ones. That's what I'm saying, guys. Like, I think something special is going to happen this weekend, man. And we're going to break it down. In fact, that'll be the first topic that we get into. But yeah, as far as show notes go, just a cool video over the weekend. I think we'll be back to regular stuff next week. We're going to do our deep dive on Kevin Feige next Wednesday night. That'll be for the paying members, So that should be a good deep dive. We still have to get the information from you guys for Marvel Rivals, for our Rivals tournament. But, a lot of you guys were like, Josh, maybe don't use ranked in season 2. And when you were saying this to me, I was like, look, I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean? Like season 2, what's the big deal? Well, now I understand it a little bit more. So we're going to think about what data we'll collect from you guys. We're going to organize it. We'll get it figured out. And we will, of course, do our Marvel Rivals Invitational Tournament probably within the next couple of weeks, maybe the next month. Okay? Other than that, nothing show notes wise. Just a regular ass chill Friday here, man. And let's begin by talking about this Revenge of the Sith thing here. Now, Revenge of the Sith, obviously, the last of the prequel trilogy, really big movie. A lot of people consider it to be not only the best of the prequel trilogy, but somewhat redeeming of that trilogy. And also maybe one of the best Star Wars movies. For me, it kind of rotates between Empire, Return of the Jedi, which I think is incredibly underrated, and then Revenge of the Sith, which I also agree is the best of the prequels. So we are in the 20th anniversary of that movie, and to celebrate the 20th anniversary of that film, they are re-releasing Revenge of the Sith in theaters. But there's a couple of things that make this, I think, unique. Unique for re-releases, unique for Star Wars. Pretty interesting. So check this out. I did not realize this, but this re-release is opening in 3,700 theaters. Okay, which is insane. That's like a mass market release of a movie. It is the biggest release, or rather re-release, of a blockbuster movie ever. It is the biggest one ever. And I saw that and I was like, wow, that is really interesting. So they're not just going for it, they're going for it, okay? And I've already seen a lot of people taking pictures and celebrating going to it. I think it actually had a pretty decent preview night for a re-released movie, okay? And there's two other things that are going on here that I think make this unique. Number one, I do believe there's a bit of an identity crisis happening for Star Wars. And there's, of course, some of this has to do with Andor, but I think even if you take Andor out of the conversation, Star Wars itself under Disney has lost its way for many people. And many people just don't like what's going on. They sort of long for a time when George Lucas was running everything. It is kind of ironic because the fans were so harsh to George around the release of the prequels that it's a part of the reason why he sold. It's a part of the reason why he walked away. But ironically, sometimes you don't know what you got till it's gone. And after, 5-6+ years of Kathleen Kennedy, we're begging for fucking Jar Jar at this point. Like, we're like, oh my God, George, please come back. So I think that is part of it. Now, for me, I do want to say Andor is an important piece of this. Again, I think for many people, it doesn't even have to necessarily do with Andor. But for me specifically, I kind of want to explain how Andor and, the essay and the grape scene and just everything that's going on with Andor right now was actually a big pushing factor to get me to go out to the theater to see Revenge of the Sith. And I think this will activate a lot of other people too. Let me kind of break it down for you. To me, Andor, and this was true in season 1, this is especially true now in season 2 with all the controversy. Andor is, in my opinion, like an antithesis of George Lucas' Star Wars. Okay, and I've seen all sorts of people try to argue against this or give their take on that. And out of respect, frankly, and honestly, just out of like good fucking vibes, like, dude, shit's so good for me right now. It's kind of crazy. I'm in just like a really good vibe. I didn't even really fight with these people. I'm not here to try to argue. They're just wrong. You know what I mean? And I can just say, like, on my platform, through the way I communicate to my audience and everything, like, they're just dead ass wrong. It is the antithesis of George, Star Wars. That's not what George would do. That's not what George represents. It's a fairy tale. Star Wars is a fairy tale. It's soap opera. It's all of these things, right? So for me, as a person that is disgusted and completely rejecting Andor, I kind of found myself at a place where I can actually do more than just reject it. And by the way, I truly think Andor's numbers will be abysmal once again when they come out. We talked about it earlier in the week. It was on the trending page with 18,000 posts. That very night, Thunderbolts had a opening and was it wasn't trending, and it had twice as many posts. I think Andor's cooked. I don't think it's going to get viewership. And I think it's over for that. But even if it isn't, we still find ourselves in a week where Lucasfilm and Disney has presented us with two options. It's almost like the Matrix with the red pill and the blue pill, right? They have literally presented us with two options. And we will know By the end of this week, we'll know the numbers for Andor. We actually probably won't know the Andor numbers for several weeks. There will be some analytics companies that pop up, and then once Nielsen hits, we'll have a good idea of how it's operating. We're going to eventually know what happened this week with Andor. And we're going to know what happened next week, et cetera, okay? But on top of that, we're also going to know the numbers for Revenge of the Sith. Those will come in by the end of the weekend. Okay? So I find myself in this really interesting place where I am literally, by the corporation that controls this IP, given two options in a single week. And I reject the first, and I embrace the second. And so for me, one of the big things that pushed me to actually go today, because look, dude, it ain't easy, you know? I think one of the reasons the theaters are hurting is because it's super convenient to stay home. It costs money. It costs time. For us, we need a babysitter, right? Because we can't like leave the kids in the lobby and shit, right? So there's a lot of things that need to come together for my wife and I to be able to go to the movies. Even if I want to sneak away, I have to make sure everything's good at home, et cetera, et cetera. It's hard to get to the movies, man. So how do you activate moviegoers? How do you make them motivated to go through that gauntlet to go give you money and go see the movie? Well, one of the really big factors for me this week was literally the idea that my purchasing this weekend, my engagement with the kind of Star Wars that I like, can actually make a statement. It could potentially be more than just a feel-good purchase. Do you see what I mean? And for me, that was actually a determining factor. I'm not saying it should be. I'm not saying that it has to be for you. I'm just being honest. I predict this might happen with other people as well. Okay? Now, the other thing that's going on here, and I think regardless of where you stand, you could be an Andor lover. I have friends that love it and love Revenge of the Sith. So, you know, it's all good, baby. I just got to be authentic. I got to tell you how I feel. I respect that there is a wide gambit spectrum. There's a wide net of people that feel differently about these sort of things, right? But I think one thing we can all agree on is that Hayden Christensen is a goddamn national treasure. Okay? And I thought it was so silly during the entire run of the sequel trilogy. I thought it was so damn silly that Lucasfilm did not utilize that guy more, that Lucasfilm didn't bring that guy back more. I couldn't believe it, especially in 9. And like, let's be real, the whole fucking Kylo Ren character is predicated on fanboy love of Vader. You have Vader, the actor that played Vader, kind of better than ever, frankly, willing to do that, and they just don't care or whatnot. You know, I think, honestly, JJ just hated the prequels so much, he didn't want to give any life to it whatsoever, right? So we all thought that was super bogus. Well, thanks to Dave Filoni, truly, thanks to Dave Filoni, Hayden is back, and not just back for the shitty Kenobi show. Hayden's back, baby. I mean, did you see the press he was doing at Star Wars Celebration? Did you see how the fan base responded to this man at Star Wars Celebration? Have you guys seen the ad? I have it on the thumbnail with him doing the whole, I'll buy a ticket for what showing, and then he's doing all the Revenge of the Sith stuff. Did you guys see that ad and how they're promoting the movie using him? There is also apparently a special message that Hayden says to the audience when you go to see this movie. And I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to sit in the theater and have Hayden Christensen on the big screen expressing authentic enthusiasm for being back, for the love of the fans, for his ability to come back and be a ambassador for that thing. It feels good all the fucking way, man. It feels good all the way. So for me, you put all that together, you got my ass to go to the theater. Like, I'm genuinely excited for it. And I do think that, you know, despite your personal feelings about it, we have to understand that one thing that is moving the needle right now is how audiences feel their purchase speaks into a narrative. So you've seen a lot of conservative media do quite well with techniques of like buying a ticket for somebody else or whatever. They're literally getting people to buy multiple tickets to make a message so that their purchase is more than just a purchase. So either way you slice it, you got to admit this is something that's happening. This consumer behavior is real. people are fickle, but they're also like motivated to spend money in a way that makes a message. And I think for me, these are all coming together to create a perfect storm where, like, dude, I could handle some business today. I could paint my little miniatures. I could watch Revenge of the Sith on my OLED 4K, like, fucking absolutely incredible. I'm going to go out into the real world and I'm going to go see this movie in the theaters. And considering that it is the biggest re-release of all time, and I think considering sort of a unique nature of where the Star Wars fandom is at, and the fact that Hayden is back, I wouldn't be surprised if this thing did pretty good. I think it'll crack into the top 10 box office. Maybe even the top 5 because, well, I mean, movies are doing terribly, right? So, we could see something pretty crazy with a small amount of money made relative to how much the movie has made in the past, right? And we'll get to talk about it on Monday, and it's going to be so cool, man. So, yeah, I'm excited. I hope you're excited, and it's good to want to do these things. I was talking about Thunderbolts earlier in the week, and I was talking about how my hope for Thunderbolts, and I was talking to like one of my normie friends last night. We were playing Warhammer, and he's on the same page. He's like, dude, yeah, Thunderbolts, like, thank God, it's about time. Like, everybody's kind of feeling like, yeah, this is going to be the one. Like, this is going to be different. What we want as fans, or at least what I want, is to like go see the thing and be so hyped that I want to run back around, get back in line and ride the ride again. I genuinely want that feeling back, and I haven't had it for a while with Marvel or Star Wars. And man, it would just be it's a feel-good thing to want to go see this thing, to be excited about Star Wars, to have some fun. Elise has never seen a Star Wars movie in theaters. I think that's so cool. And then next week we got Thunderbolts. Hopefully another really fun experience as fans that we want to repeat. So there's good things going on. You know what I mean? Like, there's good things going on out there in the world. So that's the first topic today. Just wanted to touch on that. Biggest re-release ever. Can you believe that? Kind of wild, huh? Kind of freaking wild. Okay. Should we talk Marvel Rivals and then talk Deadpool? Let's talk Marvel Rivals and let's talk Deadpool. Okay, so Marvel Rivals, obviously, it's a new hero shooter, very popular video game, has absolutely popped off. And, the thing I want to bring up right away here, because, look, we've got a lot of people that are either casually into video games or really not that into video games, so they don't really understand the space. It's been very fascinating for me to watch. Content creators like Grace Randolph and others that are in the pop culture space sort of dip their toe into the video game space. And you can kind of see just how a lack of true understanding of the space can kind of, keep you from really making some good insight that otherwise would be there. The most important thing to keep in mind, and I say this for everybody, but this is really for the normie people, the most important determining factor of the success of Marvel Rivals was about a month after it released, it had retained 90% of its player base. That is almost unheard of. Meaning, just like with shows, just like with movies, you have a big influx. A lot of people are curious, or a lot of people kind of jump in, and then you usually lose a good bit of people. Your average show, by the way, on Disney Plus or other streaming platforms actually loses about 30% of its audience from a premiere into episode 2 or whatever sometimes they'll do 2 episodes or whatever, right? About 30%. That's the standard trend. And that actually tracks, right? Like, you can have a bunch of people check it out. It's probably not for everybody. You're going to lose a certain amount of people. Guys, 90%? A month in, 90%? Ridiculous. And so what was happening with Marvel Rivals was it was actually like sustaining and growing. So it was getting a bunch of new players, but it was holding on to a ton of players, right? So that statistic was crazy. And you've seen what that looks like as it extends into different spaces, the social media imprint, the memes, the TikToks, all of it. Anytime there's a big booming thing in the zeitgeist, there's a trickle effect that, pops up in all sorts of other places in the media. That's the general story of the success of Marvel Rivals. Okay, so now that you have that, allow me to explain the drama and how they might have fucked it all up. And honestly, there will be some people here that don't understand how big of a deal this is or how bad this could be. But this is literally, in my opinion, the first time Rivals has hit a major, major block. This is some serious drama, and if they don't adjust well here, it could do serious damage to the game. So, I need to explain what's going on. It's going to be a little difficult for people that aren't super into games, but I'll try to keep it very normie friendly here. Okay. The main problem is that this new season, okay, we had a season 1. We're now in season 2. What are these seasons? They are basically ways to track your progress in a certain wheeled off or walled off time period. They are ways for you to grind and get to a certain rank for certain rewards in a time period. And then the ranks reset and you go into another season. That's like the TLDR of that, okay? This second season of Marvel Rivals is terrible. And don't take my word for it. You can actually look out online on TikTok, on Reddit, on Twitch, on YouTube, on Twitter, and you can see how people are responding to this. And it is, I don't know that I've seen this much negativity towards a season or a battle pass or something in a long, long time. It's crazy. People absolutely fucking hate it. And there's actually a couple of good reasons why. Now, when I first heard about some of this stuff, because I heard of the support strike and Necros and all that, right? And I was like, that seems so stupid. I was like, I can't believe that's real. Now I understand it a little bit better, actually. So there's this thing that's going on with Ranked, where in season 1, you would get points or lose points in your ranked system. They call it RP, rank points. You would either win or lose the points based on what the team did. Meaning, if you won, you got a certain amount of points. If you lost a certain amount of points. Okay. So what happened was a bunch of dummies were complaining about that. Okay, a bunch of dummies were complaining about that. And here's the thing. This is actually a super important sort of teaching moment. Because in the age of the internet, with all the fan engagement, the fact that the fans are right there, and they're always vocal, it can actually be a mistake sometimes to like dead ass listen to your own fans. That's why I don't listen to you guys. You know what I mean? Like, no offense, but like, I know better. Okay? So, what happened with Rivals? Well, a bunch of people complained about this system and said, you know, I'm actually individually incredible at the game. And so, even if I play this game and I lose, I'm so good that I shouldn't lose a standard amount of rank points just because my team sucks. That's kind of the energy behind it. Also, like, let's say you were a winner and you were carrying your team. Okay? And you were like, yo, I'm so fucking good at this game. I can't believe I'm getting the same amount of ranked points as everybody else on my team when I'm clearly crushing it. Okay? So that was like the idea behind it. And a lot of people complain about this. Marvel Rivals, unfortunately, listened to chat and they fucked it all up. Because now they put in an individual ranked system. So what you do individually now determines how many points you gain or how many points you lose, you know, in matches. Now, you might say, well, that sounds great. I don't see what the problem is. Here's the problem. It's dumb as fuck, and it doesn't actually reward you properly. Okay? So one of the things that's kind of interesting about a game like Rivals is it keeps track of stats really well. But anybody that's like knows anything about these kind of games in the competitive sense knows the stats don't tell the full picture. Like, if you're a healer, you're probably not out there slaying and getting a bunch of kill confirms. Your most important stats are how much you heal and how little you die. Okay? Same thing with a tank. A tank is not actually there just to soak damage. They're there to create spacing, and so intelligent spacing is a big part of the game, and how you don't die is a big part of the game because, you know, a tank will dive or extend, create space, and then return to the line of sight of the healers. Some of this might be going over your head. The point is this. Let me try to, just as simply as I possibly can explain it. The system right now is so fucked that if you play the game and you're doing well, certain classes, mostly the healers, are getting such little reward for good play that it makes it like not worth playing. Okay. Now, on top of that, there is a drama within the community. You should look this up. It's really funny. There's a support strike in the game right now, okay? I've never seen anything like this in a game. But there's this streamer named Necros, and he's cool, but like all streamers, he's a terrible person. And he's actually totally cocky and has a massive fucking ego. I can't believe people watch streamers. It's ridiculous. Anyway, point is this. This dude comes out there and says some of the most wild, outlandish shit I've ever heard somebody say that has a massive platform for the very game that made them have this massive platform. Now, he's an Overwatch guy too, so like, I don't know, maybe he's just like gonna go back to Overwatch. But the point is this. He comes out and basically says everybody that plays support sucks balls. A bunch of women play support because they're not good at video games. And anybody that plays support is taking the easy route. It's super easy. Fuck all these support players. Now, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but that is essentially what he said. Okay? And when you combine, because what happened then was a bunch of support people, because look, there's some really high-profile support players that happen to be female that are actually winning big tournaments right now. And I don't know if that has something to do with what's going on. It's like a weird, like, I don't know. All I know for sure is that what ended up happening was a bunch of support players were like, hey, guys that play support, don't play support. So now, two things are making people not want to play support. Number one, it's this big, silly community strike. Number two, it's the fact that you actually get disproportionately bad rank rewards for playing support. So it's not just one of those things, it's both of those things together. Okay, so so let me explain what this actually has turned into now. Okay? This has turned into a place where the ranked balance is completely fucked. The balance of the characters doesn't even make sense right now. And actually, Rivals is getting a little exposed for not being as clean and balanced as Overwatch is. That's kind of like a separate discussion. That's kind of like more of like a high level, like, oh shit, like maybe this game actually can't be balanced in its current form. But even still, the point is, you have a very bad competitive scene. You have a very bad community thing going on right now. And it's just simply not fun and rewarding to play the game right now. Okay. Now, what is going to happen? Best case scenario, worst case scenario. Let's talk worst case scenario first. I don't think this is going to happen, but this absolutely could happen. What's going to happen? They will bleed players. To be honest with you, they are probably already bleeding players. And this was why many of you, when we started talking about doing our tournament, many of you hit me up and said, dude, you can't take ranked for season 2 because of this. And I was like, guys, at the time, I didn't fully understand what was going on. I was like, nah, man, like I need to make it easy. We're just going to pick your ranks. I understand it now. So it already has hurt the game and hurt the player base. But the other thing is, like, if they can't resolve these issues, it's going to cause a sort of toxicity in the fan base that will just push people away. It's just like Star Wars and Marvel. At some point, people just check out, and they're like, I don't really want to be a part of that. And there's no shortage of great games. Oblivion remake just came out. The Marathon beta is going on. Soul Frame's about to launch. More people coming in with their new alpha, pre-alpha thing. COD just had an incredible update and took back a lot of players with Verdansk. There's other things that I'm forgetting. There's a lot of other games going on. The Fortnite Star Wars thing's about to pop off. Like, dude, this is an incredibly competitive space. And Rivals had something, like, crazy. And just a small blemish here and a small blemish there can really change how these things operate. Like a really great example of this is that Multiverses game. Okay, so when Multiverses first dropped, I don't know if you remember, this thing blew up. It came out, it had like an alpha. It blew up. A bunch of Smash players were playing it. It seemed to be this incredible thing, really, really successful. Then they like launch it and it like didn't go well. It kind of bled players. They take it away for a whole year and they reworked it. They made it a lot slower. Dude, it's all the way dead now. Like it died the whole way. And it's tragic. You can start off and you can really catch lightning in a bottle, but the gaming space is so competitive. It's very challenging to keep something going like they had with Rivals. Like it really is challenging. Okay, so that's worst case scenario. Best case scenario. They need to change this shit now. They need to change this now. The ranked, it is indefensible. They never should have listened to chat. They need to go back to the old system immediately. Here's the thing though. It's not as simple as flipping a switch. I don't know what they did because a lot of the new update, like it's a complicated discussion about the programming here, but there could be some serious hangups that make it difficult for them to go back to that system. Hopefully not, and hopefully they can fix it immediately and go back to the system. They need to do that. They probably need to buff support a little bit because the dive meta is a little crazy right now. It's another reason that like support is not fun. So they probably need to immediately go back to the old rank system. They need to buff support. And they probably need to tell Necros to like shut the fuck up, to be honest. Because look, I mean, I don't really know the dude or whatever, but he's not making this any better, you know. And he really is making it kind of a stink for a lot of players. It's just wild. It's like you just don't want that going on. Now, technically, they can't really control Necros, but they can control the other things, right? So if they go back to the old ranking, they buff support. There's big leaks on the horizon. They got a ton of content. They cannot wait the duration of season 2 to fix these problems. I truly think these problems are very bad. Like fucking emergency fix this now kind of stuff. Because, yeah, you just want to get back to people feeling good, enjoying the new content, checking out the new balances and whatnot. You want to foster that. Competition's coming. You don't want to let this slip away. So kind of interesting, man. You know, look, that's kind of the most broad version of it that I could explain. But in a world where Marvel Rivals has been so impactful that we've talked about it on this show several times. We're doing our own tournament for it. Like Marvel Rivals made a big impact in the scene. It would be a shame for them to lose some of that from just a couple of poor decisions. So I'm personally hoping that they can change this quick. We'll keep our eye on it. Wild times out there. Yeah, so Kendall says, that's why there were no healers in my matches yesterday. Yep, it's a real thing. I've never seen anything like it. It's pretty wild. So there you have it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into a couple Deadpool stories, and then we'll get into Q&A, and then we're going to call it a day because it's hot as balls in this office, and I got to go see Revenge of the Sith, baby. Woo! Hell yeah. Okay. So let's talk about a little bit of Deadpool here. So we had a couple of comments come out from Ryan Reynolds yesterdays, and he's speaking about the future of Deadpool. So one of the things he said was that he's currently writing a new Deadpool project. Interesting. He said he's writing a little something right now. It's an assemble. I think what he said was ensemble, actually. But, yeah, quite interesting there. So, couple of things here. He could technically be writing a full-ass Deadpool movie. Absolutely, that could be what it is. I don't think that's what it is, but sure, that's possible. The idea of it being an ensemble is kind of interesting. Now, the classic thing for me, and I think if Marvel was really smart and they just wanted to, like, roll on this shit, they should do an Exiles project, something Battleworld related, and have it be with the team from The Void with Deadpool. So Deadpool, Wolverine, X-23, Blade, Elektra, all them boys, Gambit. Get the whole crew back together and do something fun Battleworld related. So they could absolutely be doing something like that. That's a possibility. The other possibility here is that it is one of these special presentations. Okay? It kind of seems like the special presentation thing is a nice in-between for some of the talent here. So John Bernthal, for instance, right? Quite excited to do the special presentation. He's doing some writing on it. He's producing on it. And he's putting a lot into it. He's also going to be a part of Daredevil Born Again Season 2. But the special presentation for the Punisher is kind of like an in-between. It's like a movie Disney Plus thing. So it doesn't have the full commitment of a long shooting schedule of either a big movie or a Disney Plus show. It's not constrained as much as other Marvel movies that have to have certain elements and fit into the wider picture. So a special presentation could be actually a good fit here. Now, there were some people that had scooped that there was going to be a Deadpool special presentation. It just ended up being like a holiday commercial. And so maybe wires got crossed and people got that wrong. Or they were just early and it will indeed be something like this. So either way, this first element here of him working on something, doing an ensemble, that all sounds fine, well, and good. I highly doubt it's going to be a full-ass Deadpool movie this fast, but I do think the special presentation may be a part of an offshoot of a movie or something. I do think Deadpool is going to be a big part of Secret Wars and some of these other things. Now, there's another element here, and this has to do with other things that Ryan Reynolds said. So, yeah, he's being interviewed. He's talking about all this sort of stuff. It says here, Ryan Reynolds wants Deadpool to become a supporting character in the future MCU films. That gasp that comes out of people when he crosses the frame in the movie, it's just a feeling that I want more of. Okay. No. Ryan, I'm sorry. Hell no. No, thank you. Thanks, but no thanks. No fucking way. Let me explain why. Deadpool is cool. The Deadpool movies are good. Ryan Reynolds is brilliant as Deadpool. But Deadpool cannot become the total tone of the MCU. Can't happen. And Deadpool is unfortunately a character that can't really exist as a cameo character or as a supporting character without taking the movie over. And I mean that really and truly. Like he takes the movie over in the sense that he becomes the focus, but also he breaks the structure of the film. The fourth wall breaking shit is so inherent to the character that he can't enter or be a support without that being an element. And we do not need that shit all over the MCU. I'm sorry. No fucking way. So look, this is one of those situations where it's like too much of a good thing is a bad thing. Deadpool needs to be relegated. He needs to stay over and do Deadpool stuff. I got to be honest with you. I'm not even thrilled that this character is going to be in Doomsday and Secret Wars. I really don't need some RDJ jokes from Deadpool in the middle of the scene. I don't need any of that shit, dude. I don't. And it's not like the character can't be sincere and have some good moments. And like, sure, maybe some of this will be fun with him and Thor and Secret Wars and all that sort of stuff. But like, dude, I'm dead ass telling you, like, this could ruin these next two Avengers movies. I don't want it. So this is one of those situations where, like, as a fan, as a pundit, as an influencer or whatnot, I just got to say, pump your fucking brakes, Ryan. Like, god damn, brother. Like, you don't need this. You know what I mean? And I understand you want it. I understand it's everybody's, you know, everybody read the fucking Blake Lively text and the shit's different now and you just want to go back to like the Deadpool premiere run and all that. I totally understand it, but that shit ain't happening. We don't want your ass that much anymore and we don't need your ass that much anymore. So pump your fucking brakes, Ryan. Holy shit. If the MCU just becomes the Deadpool show, it's over. Like, there's no faster way to kill it then do some shit like that. Please, for the love of God, let the wiser people prevail. Let the adults in the room prevail. We cannot have this happen. So, look, I'm all about some more Deadpool. I'm all about another Deadpool movie. I'm all about a Deadpool special presentation. For the love of all things holy, keep this character relegated to his own shit. He cannot be the fucking Sam Jackson of Phase 789. No fucking way. Hard no coming from me, okay? So just wanted to touch on that a little bit because no thank you, Ryan. Seriously, no. Okay. Other than that, I don't have much else to say about it. Those are your updates for today. A couple of fun stories. And now we'll break in to the Q and the A. We'll get into the Q&A, see what you guys have to say about all this sort of stuff. And then we'll get on out of here. All right? All right. Let's see here. First in today, Joshua Campbell Bluegrass says, I'm excited to see Revenge of the Sith in the theater for the first time. What? It's your first time? Yo, how many of you guys, is this going to be a lot of people's first time? You know, one of the things I was talking to Elisa about, because we kind of made this decision last minute, but I was like, you know what would be so fun? If we cosplayed, dude. If we both cosplayed as like some Jedi or Sith or whatever, and we went to the theater and like took pictures and whatnot. Man, look at that. There's a lot of people in chat that are going for their first time to see Revenge of the Sith. Wow. Wow. I mean, I saw it 20 years ago. You know what I mean? I feel so old, man. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Revenge of the Sith, though? Joshua follows up and says, I'm going to go tonight. Going to be awesome to see real Star Wars. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more, brother. Zechariah Roberts says, Josh, have you gone over the Mighty Raccoon YouTube Thanos vs. Doom clip a couple of weeks ago from the Secret Wars comic? No. And I also don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dude. Like, what are you talking about? The Mighty Raccoon YouTube Thanos vs. Doom clip from a couple of weeks ago from I'm sorry, man. I'm not going to do all that. I appreciate you, though. Joshua says, nah, fam. The more Deadpool we get, the better. Josh, no. Zack Attack says, gonna get that Revenge of the Sith popcorn bucket. Let's fucking go. Me too, dude. Do they have hats? I would love a Revenge of the Sith hat. Oh, man. That shit would be so cool. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to get in there. It's gonna be fun. Zack Attack says, just shows KK gotta go. Bring back the nostalgia. Oh, hell yeah. That's the kind of energy I like to see. That's the kind of energy I like to see. Watch Those Wrist Rockets says, Ohio Avengers meet up back up for Revenge of the Sith. Let's fucking go. Y'all gonna meet up? That's nice, man. Take some pics. Take some pics. Emo Joe says, Darth Jar Jar coming in Fortnite next season is all Star Wars, coming out May 2nd. I know, I'm going to stream it. I'm going to stream some Fortnite. Hell yeah, dude. Star Wars Fortnite is the best. It's the best, man. I love Star Wars Fortnite. Chris Listenfeld says with a 10 spot here, so happy to be live again with the best nerdy community on the webs. Had a great birthday partying in Miami and wrestling alligators in the Everglades. Glad to be back in the tower. Holy, brother, that's wild. Wrestling alligators, partying in Miami. Both of those things sound pretty dangerous, man. CTMZ says, be blessed. Hey, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Zach says, Josh, you lied to me on Discord. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. Must have been somebody else. James01 says, was watching Man of Steel and noticed Mama L plays Vanessa in Daredevil. What? That's crazy, dude. I did not realize that. That's a good catch. I'll have to go back and watch that. That's cool. That's real cool. Joshua says, fuck Andor. I can catch up on it with breakdown vids. Yeah. Yeah, you know the thing about Andor is it's over in less than a month, man. You know? I made a tweet about this earlier today. I actually haven't fought with anybody about Andor all week. I've seen plenty of opportunity to do so, and I'm just not interested in it. I don't think people are really watching the show, guys. I think the show is bombing again, and I think it's over in 3 weeks. It's got 3 more weeks. So whatever, dude. Like, let it ride for 3 weeks. Who gives a shit? And then we're moving on to real Star Wars, because they're not going to make any more Andor, dude. You know what I mean? So I understand some of you guys like it. I understand some of you guys really like arguing. And I understand some of you guys really want me to get mad or whatever. And it's just, I don't know. I'm over it. Like, I'm just over it, brother. All that BS around Blade and Ryan Coogler is right there. If he wants it, I wonder if they'll let him cook and do whatever he wants. He's killing it. Yeah, dude, he is killing it. But I think he's also in a place where he could do whatever he wants. I mean, Ryan Coogler almost got Secret Wars. I don't know if you guys know this. He was close. He was close to getting Secret Wars. They really like that dude. And he's great. So we'll see what he wants to do. You know, I think he's going to do Black Panther 3. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it all goes. But, yeah, he should be offered any goddamn thing he wants, dude. At this point, he's like the king of the world, you know? CTMZ, welcome back as a member, man. Really appreciate the support. Taylor White says, stoked to see Revenge of the Sith Sunday in 4DX with the buds. Getting blinked up heavy. Love you, Josh. Hey, man, much love right back. Sounds like a good-ass time, man. I'm excited to check it out today. I'm in about an hour. Literally in about an hour. I'm going to be sitting down to watch Revenge of the Sith in the theater, man. I almost can't believe it, dude. I got this big smile on my face. It feels fucking awesome, dude. Feels awesome. Man, I almost hit Theory up and was like, bro, why don't you fly down here? Let's watch together, you know? I just felt a little selfish because I don't fly to him, you know? But anyway, Ginger Snowman, oh shit, says, saw Revenge of the Sith last night in theaters. Felt like I was 8 again. Couldn't stop smiling. Absolutely peak Star Wars. Current Star Wars is so dead except Ahsoka. No Avengers for life. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. Joshua follows up and says, I don't care. I only got Rivals for the thick tail. All right, brother. Is the mini split not working? So it works. The problem is this room is cut off from the AC in the regular house, and it just gets fucking beamed by the sun. There's no insulation. So it's actually working. It's just so hot in here. It's fighting a losing battle. You know what I mean? Aaliyah says, seems like the idea to replace Stan Lee with Deadpool for the MCU with wink wink LOL cameos. Please, God, no. Please, no. Please don't do that. Oh my goodness, don't do that. Locationary says with a 10 spot, I honestly don't think there's a single film I enjoyed seeing at the cinema more than Revenge of the Sith. Maybe because I was a child, but man, it goes hard. It really does. It really does, man. I'm excited. I mean, I like watching that movie anytime, anywhere, but the ability to go see it in the theaters, see a little message from Hayden, feel like I'm making a message with my money. Oh, it's good. I've seen Revenge of the Sith many times, just not in theaters. Okay, right on. Riley says, got 6 tickets for me and the boys to see it for the first time last night, and it was a great time. Nerd Avengers for life. Much love. Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome, man. Good for you. Glad you had a good time. Optimus Prime Rib says he's not writing Deadpool 4. He's writing Boy Band for Jackman and Levy and wasn't there for a Thor plotline to finish. I'm not sure what you're talking about, dude. Levy's doing Star Wars. I don't know what you mean. Parker Thwip says, surprising my 9-year-old boy with Revenge of the Sith tomorrow and played my first game of Magic in 20 years last night. Feeling real nerdy these days. Oh, that's great. What kind of Magic did you play, man? Commander, Standard, Vintage, Pauper? What'd you play? What'd you play, man? John Cross says with a 5 spot, Josh claims he will see Revenge of the Sith, but just one person has to ask about Snoozehammer and he'll bail. That's true, actually. I'm already bailing. I want to paint some Warhammer. No, we already bought the tickets. Hitting Things with Sticks, interesting name, says Sanderson books way better positioned than 40K. I don't agree, but I would say that, I mean, look, I like Brandon Sanderson. He's got a massive fan base. I think he does great lore building, world building. He has not, look, he has not been able to crack this thing with Hollywood for two reasons. Number one, he's independently wealthy, so he doesn't need the Hollywood money. Number two, he's like a control freak, right? So Sanderson, is there a deal for Sanderson? There's been a lot of speculation, a lot of talk, a lot of rumor. The Amazon thing is like happening. Cavill has an entire career in Hollywood. Cavill understands the Hollywood system. Brandon does not. You know what I mean? And I love Brandon Sanderson, but like, it just is what it is. By the way, Brandon Sanderson said that Cavill was a visionary. His words, not mine. Cool Bear says, shipping you out a present today. Keep an eye on the P.O. box next week. Appreciate you, brother. Nerd Adventures for life. You're the best, Josh. Hey, I appreciate you too, Cool Bear. Appreciate you, buddy. Tim O'Brien says with a 10 spot, enjoy some peak Star Wars, Josh, with the wife on the big screen again. I remember seeing it in theaters back in the day. Might go tonight with a friend. Dude, you should. You should, man. I think at the end of the day, a lot of us just have so many other options, and it's tough to get out there, man. I totally get it. But I think, like, this is like a special, it's the biggest re-release in the history of re-releases. 3,700 theaters. Hayden's back. The vibes are strong, man. I just feel like it's worth maybe doing it. You know? Make a statement. Have some fun. Remember your love of Star Wars, man. You know? That's my recommendation. Joshua says, sounds like the 3 mini split is low on Freon. It should keep you cold if set low enough. Yeah, maybe I do need some more Freon. Maybe I can get somebody to look at that, because they can, that's in the copper tubes, right? So if they check out the copper tubes and there's not enough Freon, they can put more in it, right? iFlow says with a 5 spot, I agree with you about Deadpool's role in the MCU. Yeah, and like, look, I'm being a little tongue-in-cheek, but I'm actually serious. Like, I like Deadpool. He cannot become the MCU tone. Hell nah. Like, that just can't happen. So, no. No. Check your tubes. I'm going to check my tubes. I'm going to get my tubes checked out, baby. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been to the movies in years. Didn't hesitate to go for Revenge of the Sith. Oh, hell yeah. Sinners was an amazing theater experience. It looks like it was. I would imagine it was. I mean, it seemed like they had packed theaters. People were blown away by it. So I'm sure it was good. I'm sure. I am sure. Check her tubes. Has he seen the tone lately? I don't know what that means. My tubes! Do you think the MCU should reduce the use of jokes in their movies? I do think so a little bit. Yeah, I think they should dial that back a little. The Hayden message was such a wonderful surprise. I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. I love that dude, man. I love that dude. You think Fantastic Four is going to be good? I do, man. I think so. Yeah. Let's see here. Rossi says, Theory made a video saying no more watch parties. I thought you got to him. I was blaming you. Theory said it's just for Andor, and he did talk to you. My bad. Oh, no, yeah. I knew about that. I talked to him about it. Look, at the end of the day, man, like, look, Theory's, I mean, he's just getting so much shit right now, and it, like, I think it's so fucked up, and I think it's so, like, people are just, like, taking him or taking one thing he said, and they're just trying to like dogpile or like shit on him, and they're missing like the wider scope of like why SA and Grape should not be in it, or at the very least, like, here's what I would say about it, right? You don't have to understand how I came to the way I feel, but you should understand that I feel the way that I feel, and it's impacting my consumer behavior. So like, you don't even have to understand, like, I don't understand, how do you come to this conclusion, why don't you see it the way I see it? That doesn't actually matter. But what does matter is that I feel very strongly about this, and I'm 10 toes down, standing on business. I will not watch a single frame of that show. I will not support that show. I don't recommend that show. You know what I mean? Like, and I'll use my platform, whatever influence I have and whatnot. Like, that's what it's going to be. And at the end of the day, Star Wars has to decide, like Lucasfilm has to decide, okay, are we comfortable creating content that a portion of our fan base just feels this way about? That's the question that really matters, right? And we don't even know what that looks like, because technically Andor could be very successful. I don't think it is, just from what I saw in the numbers, but we'll get that picture soon. We'll know the full picture of that. It's possible that they made the right call and that this controversy helped the numbers and then it's a big success or whatever, right? But they're going to do that without me, 100%. They're going to do that without a lot of other fans. They're going to do it without Theory now. You don't need to understand why. You need to realize that's real. And are you okay with it or not? That's like the conversation. Now, yeah, when I talk to, because I talked to Theory about it a little bit, and look, what I say privately to a friend is not what I say publicly on my platform. So, like, frankly, I'm not out there like fighting for Theory, standing up for him, defending it, arguing with Andor defenders, arguing with people that defend the scene, because that's just not my thing. That's not what I'm doing. But I mean, yeah, dude, we talked about it. We both feel, by the way, like, I talked to him about it before it happened. You know what I mean? Like, he was one of the first people I texted when I found out about it. So yeah, he's not going to do watch parties for it. He completely rejects it. And, that's his right, you know? And I think Disney just has to like realize, like, that's literally a thing. That is literally a thing. You're either okay with it or you're not. And you might be right. You might be wrong. We'll know. We'll know soon. We'll know the numbers, you know. John Bow says, I'm going to see Revenge of the Sith in the theaters on Sunday with my grandma. She was the one that introduced me and my siblings to Star Wars when we were kids. Dude, now that is a feel-good story. Dude, that's awesome, man. Hope you guys have a great time, man. Who gets to sit next to grandma? You going to sit next to grandma? Dude, that sounds like a good time, man. I'm jealous. That sounds cool. I got a feeling this thing's going to do very well in the theaters, man. I got a feeling this thing's going to do very well. And I'm excited to check it out. All right, guys, I'm going to chill. I'm going to kick it for like 5-10 more minutes, and we're going to get out of here because I got to go see Revenge of the Sith, baby. Any other thoughts, comments, questions, concerns? It's kind of a slow news week, huh? Kind of a slow news week, huh? I'm just kind of waiting for some big news to drop, but, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. What about this weekend, guys? Anybody got any cool plans? Anybody doing good, fun stuff this weekend? Aaliyah says, I refuse to watch Andor because of the S.A. Grape, and I did enjoy season 1. Moreover, seeing Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, wallet message. Exactly. And we don't have to be a dick about it. We don't got to get in fights with people. We could make our statement, and then we could put our money where our mouth is. It's a beautiful thing, you know? Appreciate you. Locationary says, what flavor popcorn you getting? I like the standard popcorn. I get it layered, butter, salt, layered. I take the Milk Duds, and I pour the Milk Duds into it so they melt just a little bit and get some of the popcorn stuck to it. The popcorn Milk Dud combo, fucking incredible. And then I like the vitamin water. I get the XXX vitamin water, and I'm in heaven, man. I'm in heaven. I'm on a diet. But I'm going to eat the fuck out of some popcorn today, I tell you. I'm very excited. How's that for the diet? Terrible. Terrible. I'll take another shirtless photo. I'll be fat as fuck after it. You know? You guys will see the difference. Zack Attack says, I wish they CGI'd KK as Palps in Revenge of the Sith. Wouldn't that be funny? Yeah, that would be funny. Yeah, isn't that yeah, dude, that's oh, I can't wait. My mouth's watering just thinking about it. Woo! Let's go. Oh, it's going to be a good time. And by the way, when we all go see Secret Wars together in the theater, maybe for Doomsday as well, just kind of depends. You guys can try some of that. I'll whip it up. I'll be like who's Salt Bay? I'll be like Salt Bay with the milk duds and the popcorn, like boop, 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 boop. And you guys can give it a little try, you know? It's gonna be fun. That's gonna be a good time. I'm more of a Reese Pieces guy and the butter popcorn. I don't really like peanut butter, actually. Like, I can deal with some peanut butter. Like, I can deal with peanut butter cookies. I can deal with, like, a Reese Pieces, like, a little bit. But, like, dude, peanut butter and jelly? Fuck no. Peanut butter, like, on a lot of dessert? Mm-mm. Like a peanut butter pie or a peanut butter blossom? Mm-mm. I don't know. Riley S. says, going to see Prof at Red Rocks tomorrow night. Woo! I don't know what that is, but I'm glad you're excited. I'm glad you're excited. Do you have a movie pass or reward? I think we have one of them. I forget which one, but yeah. Yeah. Here's the thing. Yeah. What else are you guys doing this weekend, man? So we're going to see that movie tonight. I'm going to obviously paint some Warhammer this weekend. I'm going to chill. I got to do some yard work because the yard's looking rough. Try to hit the gym a couple of times. Just kind of chill out. What about you guys? Any good plans for the weekend? What's up with Marvel Rivals, man? I mean, I did the segment earlier. You can go back and watch it, or I'll put it out as a clip. Frankly, the clip's going to drop tomorrow morning, though. Oh, shit. Okay, Morphonauts. Will do, brother. Will do. Yeah, I can send you the address, or the P.O. Box is probably the way to do that. Hey, can anybody drop the P.O. Box address into the chat right now for Morphonauts? Because I don't remember what it is. Not much, just relaxing. We do a Mutiny stream on Mutiny. Damn, okay. Hitting a jazz bar to see the Revenge of the Sith here, brother. Whoa, that sounds good. Planting some flowers. Okay. Hey, there's the address. Turn on gambling. I have no idea what you're talking about. Latveria set photo leak. That is not from Doomsday. That is from The Witcher. If you're talking about what I think you're talking about, brother, that is not from Doomsday. Gotta be careful. You gotta be careful out there, man. They be lying. They be lying out there. Which July movie will make the most money? I think it'll be Fantastic Four. It could be Superman. We'll see. We shall see. I'm also trying to get some gaming in. So I'm trying to get into the Marathon Alpha. Like, come on. Like, what the fuck? Y'all, still, no alpha code. Nobody's giving me an alpha code. I'm also trying to get a Soul Frame code. I've actually been watching Twitch this entire time. I'm watching the Soul Frame stream the entire time. So, yeah. Trying to get a Soul Frame code. Maybe play some Rivals. Still playing Monster Hunter? Nothing wrong with that. Unity? We have some, dude, things we're cooking. I don't have an update. Hopefully soon. Prof is so good. He's a rapper. Oh, cool. Okay. Nice. I dig it, man. Yoda fight scene is S tier. I know, man. I'm going to get hyped up for that shit. Oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm excited for the beginning. All the R2 stuff at the beginning. Kill him. Kill him now. Like, come on, man. All that shit. Woo! Am I getting a haircut before the stream? It kind of seems like I should, huh? Hair's going crazy again. No, I'm not. This is where the fun begins. Exactly, man. Exactly. Mace Windu's still alive. Dude, he's been trying to come back for years. In 2014, he was making videos talking about how he could come back. You know? I'm going to get the Revenge of the Sith popcorn bucket. I'm going to get the Revenge of the Sith Vader hat. I'm going to get the shirts. I'm going to get the... I want a hat. You think they're selling a hat? I want a Revenge of the Sith hat. Hell yeah, man. I am excited. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Post a photo if you're wearing the merch. Yeah, I should. I should. Den of Siths. Exactly. Exactly, Matt. Hell yeah. Yeah, it's going to be fun, man. All right, chat. Well, I think that's going to do it for today. I appreciate you. Lighter news week. I know we skipped yesterday. Apologies for that. Hopefully there's more stuff. I also have some ideas so that on slow news days we can just do some other stuff. But I also have like a ton of other work. So I took yesterday just to catch up on some Unity stuff. Dude, I wrote a scene yesterday for Unity that was like, I was like, oh my God, this is fucking great. So we got some really good Unity stuff cooking, man. We're almost ready to start talking again. So that's going to be good. Andrew says, hey, I found you a few months ago, and your streams have become a part of my daily schedule. When will you start talking about spoilers? Oh, Thunderbolt spoilers, as I can't see it till the 16th. Well, I'll keep it. It just kind of depends. I'll keep it well labeled, so it might be one stream next Friday. Maybe we'll do it later. I'm not really sure, but then I'll try to keep spoilers out of it for a while. But hey, I appreciate it, man. I'm glad you're enjoying the streams and whatnot. Blue Eyes Gamgee with a 10 spot, appreciate that, says, taking my wife and 14-year-old soon to see Sith. Yeah, buddy. I've been working on a channel at home and when I'm at work. Any advice for me? My concern is reach. Love you, brother. You're talking about a YouTube channel? Oh, man. There's a whole world of learning how to be a YouTuber. Great channels out there like Roberto Blake, Daryl Eves, Timothy Schmoyer, if anybody remembers Timothy Schmoyer. Bunch of people. There's a whole industry and a whole side. I mean, I think one of the best people in the game is Patty Galloway. He has a very high-level understanding of the YouTube algorithm. So there's... if seek and ye shall find, man. That's my advice. Obviously, I have a bunch of actual information, but like to sit here and try to like explain it all to you, nah. But I will say, look at some of the people. I think one of the best books ever created for YouTube was written by Daryl Eves. Most of the great YouTubers that I know, like I know for sure Paul has read that book. It's an incredible book. And he's writing a second volume of it, actually. So there's a new version of that book that's coming out. So that's my advice, man. I appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Purple Funk says, I'll be set up at the Chicago Toy Show this weekend. If any nerd Avengers are in the area. Ranch Avengers for life. Much love. Enjoy that theater experience. Thank you, Purple Funk. And I hope the toy show goes great, man. I hope you get a lot of sales and meet some really cool people, man. Really appreciate you. All right, everybody. Take care of yourselves. I'm going to go see Revenge of the Sith. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Oh, yeah. Another happy landing, which is a meme from the movie I'm going to see. Oh, it's so cool. Hell yeah, man. I'm excited. It's going to be good time. Going to be good times, man. I hope you guys have a very enjoyable weekend. We'll be back at it on Monday. Much love, man. Appreciate y'all. Take some time to yourself, man. Get out there, get some sunshine, get some exercise. Go out and have a good ass time with the homies or something, man. That's what it's about. And also, do me a favor. Open up your third eye. And wash out your stinky butthole.